What's going on, guys? Vex here, coming at you with another video. Basically today we're going to be looking at some old, not really old, it's probably like a week old. This is from when Nuka World first came out. Which is a great DLC, by the way. If you didn't buy it, buy it. It's a great DLC for all Fallout fans, I believe, not just Fallout 4 fans, but anybody who actually really enjoys Fallout would really enjoy this DLC. DLC thoughts, as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty, it seems like DLC that Bethesda would make. Normally they do make really good stuff. Far Harbor was kind of questionable, I believe, in my opinion. I didn't really care for it. Really great story, but I didn't really care for what they did with the trying to make it Point Lookout-ish kind of DLC, which I mean, Point Lookout was fun, but I mean, I'm playing Fallout 4 for Fallout 4, not Fallout 4 for Fallout 3, so all around, it was a great DLC. I completely finished it, so I can give you my full thoughts and everything like that, so hopefully you guys have buy it. If not, I mean, whatever, missing out. Basically, you you go to this place called Nuka World. It's basically a Nuka-Cola theme park, Disneyland kind of inspired kind of thing. It was very interesting because it was just nothing like you would have seen from Fallout 4, because Fallout 4 hasn't exactly given you that perky feel yet. And it's not very like super duper colorful DLC or anything like that. Really just in the base game. The game's kind of not necessarily bland, but it's very dull-ish as far as like all the missions and stuff like that tend to be relatively similar, if not exactly the same. So it's not exactly really giving you too much diversity in a sense that well, not really in a sense, but the game itself or the DLC itself is great. Yeah. So this is all old DLC, or this is old gameplay. I didn't really mean to. I meant to upload an actual series for this, but I decided not to. I kind of just wanted to enjoy the DLC. This is the last Fallout DLC, and I'm a huge Fallout fan, and I was very disappointed, when I found out that this was it. This was the DLC. I mean, and honestly, I feel as if they kind of not necessarily ripped you off, because they didn't rip you off. It's a great game, but felt as if they could have definitely did more with the DLC, and definitely did more with just the game itself. I think the game has so much potential, and they kind of just not necessarily threw it away. But I mean, it's no Fallout New Vegas. I prefer Fallout New Vegas over this game, although it's kind of hard for me to go back and play New Vegas. New Vegas is very not necessarily, I've grown used to the good graphics, but I mean, I don't know. So it's definitely an adjustment kind of thing. I'm not quite sure if I died in this gameplay or not, but I remember I like to always, whenever I raid gunners bases and stuff like that, I always like to take their armor and whatnot and give it to and arm up my settlers and stuff like that, just because I'm really big in the role-playing thing, and I like making sure all my settlers are all heavily armed. Not necessarily just for role-playing looks, but for in case I actually do get attacked. It is a big deal for me for my base, my settlements, to be extremely beefed up and very ready. Was thinking about another idea, was a settlement review of Sanctuary Hills, because Sanctuary Hills is my most my most heavily armed base. So very kind of thinking about doing something like that. Sorry. But I was thinking about doing something along those lines to maybe see if that'll be something cool, I guess, because I take pride in my Sanctuary Hills and the way it's made. Although it's a lot different than what it used to be. I changed a lot. Raiders take over. I let the Raiders take that place over, and If you guys didn't play it, you wouldn't really understand that. Basically, you can to make more money, you can let raiders basically become the settlers of your settlements. And don't get like the wrong idea that I'm like being a bad guy. I'm not trying to be a bad guy. I'm just trying to make money. Whether that makes me a bad person or not, I don't know. It's questionable. But it's not really something that I've done before. I've never really been the bad character. I don't like being a bad character. But I do like having a lot of money and a lot of caps and whatnot. So it's definitely something that it's kind of different and whatnot. Another topic, basically, I just wanted to talk about is this being the last Fallout DLC, Fallout 4 DLC. I was extremely disappointed when I heard that was it. Not because DLC was bad or anything, but it just felt as if it was a lot of small DLC and a lot of pointless. It's kind of just like, I mean, why? I mean, Wasteland Workshop wasn't anything bad. I didn't really care. I had the season pass. For PlayStation 4, I even went out of my way to buy all the DLC, except for this one. I have to buy this one on PC as well, but bought all the DLC on PC separately so I could play it on there. Wasteland Workshop definitely did have things that I wanted, so I mean, it didn't have to do with me not having access to it already, because I definitely did. Like, you could already, all this stuff has already been out for the longest time with mods. So, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, I wanted it from them, though. And the thing is, like, mods are so sketchy. I don't really like using them. Not that they're bad, but it's just the fact that they aren't from Bethesda, and if it's not from Bethesda, I don't feel as if it belongs in the game. But I do definitely love mods, though. In modders, there's so many good modders out there that do amazing jobs at keeping their DLC lore friendly, or not DLC, but keeping their mods lore friendly, keeping it to the story, or just adding weapons and things like that. I feel as if it's really cool. But I felt as if this was they could have done a lot more with this game. I felt as if the game had so much potential. I feel as if they did a really good job with just the game itself. I mean, look at like how I mean, that's not New Vegas. Like, you can't name your robot, make it pink, and call her Susan. You know, name her Susan. Or, I mean, what other games can you do that in? You can't. There's no other games that you can make your own robot and use it, you know, to travel with you throughout the wastelands stuff. So I thought that was absolutely insane. I thought it was so cool, which makes me love Fallout and Fallout 4 even more. Slowly transitioning over to the hate that Fallout 4 gets. When this game first came out, shit, man, 2006. Looking forward to this game ever since New Vegas was done. After all the DLC and everything was done with that. So what? That was like, New Vegas came out, I think like it was like 2010. 2011, around there. Because then Skyrim came out after that. But it's absolutely crazy to me how long, you know, we waited for this game. You know, all the concept art and everything that slowly kind of leaked over time, all the pictures, all that stuff like that, you know, would hype us up. And it turned out to be fake, but I mean, it was so cool though that's at least people gave a crap about the game. And waited like 4 or 5 years for this game to come out, and then it came out. People didn't like it, which to me kind of pissed me off, because it isn't a bad game. Fallout 4 is so far from a bad. I mean, like, really, it's not a bad game. It's not even a bad Fallout game. It's a great game. You can tell Bethesda put a lot of time a lot of money, and we got what we paid for. Paid $60 for this game. If you were smart, you paid for the DLC. It was like $30. So what? It's like $90 right there on a game. Who gives a shit? Stop complaining. They didn't give us a piece of crap game. Soaked. Roughly almost 2 weeks. Or no, it wasn't even almost. It was like, I think it was like 2 weeks. A little over 2 weeks, if not, into this game. Majority of that time coming from the beginning when this game first came out. And I've loved every minute of it. It was very hard for me to get tired of this game. I found myself, really immersed into the Fallout universe again, and I'd been waiting for this game for so dang long. And I've always been such a huge supporter of Bethesda. I've been there since Fallout 3. I started playing Fallout 3 when I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. And I fell in love with the game. And here I am. What, 5 years? Well, no, it's 6 years, but 5 years later, this game comes out, and it's absolutely insane that
Hey.
how good of a job this game did, how good of a job Bethesda did, and how there always will be just people that still don't like the, that's fine. But games like this don't come out very often. It's every few years. People that complain about Fallout 4, alright, well, whatever. Now you don't have another Fallout. You have to be stuck waiting for another one because you decided not to give this game a chance. And I feel as if, in a sense, they kind of screwed themselves over because this game really isn't a bad game. It's not a bad Fallout game. They did a really good job. The settlement modes brought a whole nother thing to the table. Something that'll probably change the way future Fallouts are made. We have this. There's supposed to be another Fallout that's coming out from Obsidian. If they don't have the settlement, I don't know how the settlement mode. I don't know how people are going to react because I know a lot of people love the settlement mode, and they don't force you into it either. It's not something you have to do. It's optional. You don't have to customize your own building. They give you pre-made buildings like Red Rocket, and you can build whatever you want there. You don't have to, but you can. And it's really cool. It's a cool experience to be able to do that stuff and be able to actually do things like that. To be able to make your own base in the wasteland, which I feel as if, in a sense, this game has done such a great job with. And I feel as if
Excuse me.
I'm sure I've got something.
They could have really screwed us over with this game.
Trade gear with you.
Go ahead.
And they didn't. Look at this. I mean, it's crazy. Kind of ranting a little bit. I really don't like rants very much. This channel's not going to turn into like a Leafy's Here channel. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. I tried to not make too many because it's kind of, I have to remember how many views I'm getting, so I have to take that into consideration. How much time I'm spending on YouTube and stuff like that. I'll probably continue to upload and whatnot just because it's fun. I enjoy making videos every once in a while. It's a great experience. It's great to keep the people that do watch my videos entertained somewhat, even though they don't have to watch me. They can go watch MXR Mods or someone else that's a lot more experienced at this, makes way better content. This is a relatively long video. I don't know if I'll have something up tomorrow. Probably won't. I'll probably have something around Saturday or something. But until next time, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I will see you later, and have fun in the Fallout universe. Enjoy.